light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never share. No.
So, I hope you're all very well. The weather here in Eastbourne is 18 degrees at the moment, and it's mostly cloudy. But from listening to people before this show, it seems that we're going to have terrific weather next week. 23 degrees, somebody said. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be terrific. So, I must stop saying so. We have to do the magic on mute. And mute. Who should I look at? Oh, Lynn, you're up there. Do you want to do the magic mute? Wait, let's see. Hold on a second. I get the participants up. There we are. And would you say 1, 2, 3 and mute?
1, 2, 3 and mute.
And then we listen to the silence. Isn't that wonderful? That's terrific. So, we keep there. Says so again. I know Janet's there. Janet, would you check the number? Write down the number of so's I say. Would you please, Janet?
I will do that, Dec.
Thank you, Janet. Janet is one of those people. She never likes people to see her, and she's beautiful. You are beautiful, Janet, and you're over in Thunderberg, which
Thanks,
is
Dec. I paid Dec to say that, by the way.
But there's a lot of people like Janet. They just don't like to be seen. I don't know why. It beats me being in show business. Our business is being seen, so I love getting ready. I love getting the hair done, and I love getting the clothes. Do you like the outfit, by the way? Nice. Okay. Is it out, Lynn? Do you think the outfit's okay?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
oh, that's good.
You always look very smart.
Oh, smart. That's a real old-fashioned word, isn't it? So what are we up to this week? We've got what Dec got up to, which is I got up to some crazy things last month, which you'll see in a minute. And then we got Marie. I thought, yeah, let's have one of the old hits. We're always playing new stuff. Let's have one of the old hits. And then we have the old video diaries, and this time it's from July 2018, and I particularly like this one. Then we've got a silly idea. I've been asked a few questions lately, and I got to ask a few people in the audience today the same question. I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to look at, but I'll be looking at you. So be prepared for these silly questions. We did an amazing thing, quite a few years ago now, Con and I, and it was when COVID started first, a song called In Cellar Cool. And I fished it out, and I want you to see what Con and I got up to with In Cellar Cool. You'll recognize it immediately, you hear it. Then we have the birthdays. We've got, Lynn tells me is it 6 birthdays we've got today, Lynn? 6 birthdays, my goodness me. This must be the year for birthdays. The month for birthdays, I must say. Then we got The Sound of Silence, which I think is one of the best tracks we've ever done. I love doing the video. Con loved it as well, and Con was in full flow, and it really worked well. And then we were saying goodbye with another track from the Hedda album. John Leyland said he doesn't like it because there are too many words in it. And I think the opposite, because there's very few words in it. And I know that because I found it very easy to remember. And I hardly had to have a lyric sheet when I was recording it. So there we are. I want to show you now what I got up to last month. And it was quite an exciting month.
First thing I got up to last month was an amazing affair, a charity called Meditech, which was started through a concert that Con and I did for nothing for them, and now it's spread worldwide.
You've always been going out. Beacon Surgery, Dr. Nicola Betts and Sarah Aha. That's my Eastbourne one. There's the Lord Lieutenant.
Lord Lieutenant, on behalf of King Charles III. And I've got the cooking book again. Here we go. I can't even remember what that is, but it looks beautiful. And this was a good take on old-fashioned prawn cocktail with Mary Rose. Beautiful. And listen, if you're squeamish, close your eyes now. Close your eyes, close your eyes. I've been cleaning out my loft. Well, one of my lofts. I've got 4 lofts. And look what I found. A squirrel. Oh, poor thing. You can open your eyes now. Open your eyes. And here is my son making an awful lot of money. Picnic and Pop was a phenomenal success. Now becoming one of the biggest festivals in the country. Not as big as Glastonbury though. But for a normal sized festival, so successful. This is Killers. Killers. Whoa. Well, not Killers really, but a tribute to Killers. Quite amazing. Building the tension, building the tension, building the tension. Come on, fellas, do something. Come on. And we all know this one. There's Louisa, my daughter. Who's that? Oh, it might be Victoria. And that's myself. Enjoying it. I love festivals. Love it to bits. And then my stage. Here I am encouraging new talent. This is my stage, the alternative stage. I love it to bits. Lula and Loca. Loud, just like I like it. Well, this is amazing. Wait till you see this. Ed Sheeran, but female. The big thing nowadays is pedals, loop pedals, just like Ed Sheeran. Look at this. She was phenomenal. Anushka Salisi. What a talent. Watch out for her in the future. Sound by Dec Klusky. And another loop pedal genius. Wow, the talent this year was just amazing. Wait till you see it next year. Are you coming? Aldershot, last weekend in July. See you then.
Well, I'm here to tell you that the talent there this year was phenomenal. 2 days, I think at 8 acts each day. And really the talent was, and the sound I got was just absolutely fantastic. I love making sound for people because I produce them exactly as I would produce them in the studio. But that Meditech thing was interesting because Con and I were asked to do a benefit for just to help the local hospital, and they raised an extra £5,000 of what they wanted. So they decided to start this charity called Meditech. And now, hold your breath for this, it is now literally all over the world. It's in every country of South Africa. And what they're doing is there's one particular guy, Greg Walsh, a surgeon, and he's going over there and he's doing operations on silly things like there's a situation in Africa which I'd never heard of before where the belly button comes, it ruptures, and all the guts, all the stuff inside, I hope you're not squeamish, all the stuff inside comes out. And then, of course, the people in the tribe think that's the devil and witches and all that. So they get almost excommunicated from the tribe. And this guy, Greg, is going over there, and it's a very simple operation, seemingly, and he's sorting it out. And then he's teaching the doctors and the surgeons over there how to do the latest versions of that operation. And that's only one. There's cataracts and all that stuff, which they're doing. And all that came from Con and I just doing a silly charity show, a benefit show. Wonderful. And I hope you did like the squirrel, did you? Did you like the squirrel, Lynn? Nod your head. Did you like the squirrel? I found two, actually. But the little blighters, they have actually chewed all the electrics, the wiring. And I've lost the lighting in 4 of my rooms at the moment. So I've got the electrician coming. He came the other day and he took photographs of it. I couldn't believe it. I've got traps all over the place. I'm old school. Nothing else works. Sadly, there's only one way, and that's the old-fashioned way with traps. So the squirrels, they seem to be quiet at the moment. And but £250 is going to cost me to have one room done. And I suppose multiply that up by 4 rooms. I don't like squirrels. Now, let's get on. What shall I do next? Usually, I used to be able to say to Con, you talk for a while, and there we are. John Leyland, I'm going to ask you to talk because Marie, I'm going to play next. Any thoughts on Marie?
Well, it was a huge hit in 1965. He recorded it in German as well as English. And the German version eluded me for 50 years until I finally found a copy.
John, Con was always on stage. You do that. You go, Marie in meinem Leben, Marie, ich dich noch einen. Go on, John.
How did you record that? Did you have sort of German lessons, or did you record it line by line like you did the Italian stuff?
Phonetically, we did it phonetically. They just, it's just quite easy. I think Gaelic is very, very similar to the guttural German, the Gaelic, and of course Con and I spoke Gaelic, so we were okay. But that's, I mean, it's also easy to remember, all that stuff. And there were very common words, John, very common words. But
can I say one more thing?
Go on, please.
Just your statement at the beginning where you said I didn't like your new song, right? That's not what I said. What I said was some of the sentences are crowded and the words trip over themselves, which is completely different to I don't like it.
Yeah, I thought you were on about the number of words, which is a big thing that I've always on about, because I coined the phrase 39 words, 39 differing words make a hit song. But and I was very keen on pointing that out to Sue, who wrote the words of the song. So we changed a lot of the words. But I found them really easy to sing. But listen, let's get back on to Marie. Here we go.
Marie, 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 the dove's brave. Marie, Marie, you'll soon be waiting to find your heart is aching and
lovely. I like that. I like doing that. There's a John. I've got to go on to. Oh wait now, hold on. Give me a second, John. Give me a second. On to gallery view now. Ah, look at that. Con. That's marvellous. And Maura isn't clapping. Oh, she's clapping now. Only a little clap from Maura. She didn't like it that much. It's probably a bit too old school for you, Maura. Maura's speaking from over in Ireland, aren't you? And is that a little bit old school for you? Old Hat. That's one of our big hits, though.
Well, I have an old soul and I really like your music. So I like opera, classical music, and I like your music. So I feel happy.
When we recorded that, actually, John liked that. Like this, I may have told you the story before, John, but when we were over in America, in New York, and we were promoting this, we were sitting in the hotel one day and the phone rang. And I picked up the phone and I looked at Con and I said, "You'll never guess who's on the phone." And it was Irving Berlin, the famous, he wrote so many massive songs. And he was thanking us so much for recording his song. And the story is that he did that with everybody who had a hit with one of his songs. And the story is as well that he rang up the publishers every single day to see how much money he'd made. It must have been literally hundreds of thousands a day, if not millions per day he was making. But isn't that lovely? Irving Berlin called me, called the Bachelors in the hotel. And I spoke to him. That's lovely. But what are we getting up to now? Oh yeah, we're getting up to the video diaries. But here is what we got up to in 2018, in July to be precise. Here we go.
If you ever come down to Eastbourne, you must go to Friston Forest. I've rarely been there, but my goodness, be prepared for long, steep stairs. They go up, and when you get up to the top, they go up again. I nearly killed myself. But little young legs, they have no problems with those stairs. Look at that view. Well, that's at the top. That's looking down over the Cuckmere River. Seven Sisters Country Park. What a wonderful place to spend an afternoon. And I've just realised, and all that walking and everything, and I had the camera set to photograph. Oh, what a silly boy I am. And here we are at Cuckmere. A lovely walk. Isn't this bliss? Our favourite occupation, eating ice cream.
I'm filming you.
I must be mad.
Yeah.
Now. I've never seen this before. Paddleboarding on the Cuckmere. It's good fun, isn't it? Oh, stand up. Chicken.
She's centralizing herself.
Okay. You're going too fast. Wave. And here come the intrepid paddlers. I suppose it's going to be my turn next.
Wow.
I'm not dreading this. I haven't been on the water for so long. Oh, I'll be alright. Have no fear. It's only water. and I got a life vest. Always so important to respect the water. Life vest is so important. I've seen some accidents in my time, and here they come. Sedate. And I've made up my mind I'm going to come here a lot with my grandchildren. Didn't know this was there. Now I do. I'm going to be here a lot. Lovely. Very nice. I'm over here. I'm over here, by the way. You're okay. Oh, photograph, okay.
Here he is, Dec Clusky on the paddleboard at Cookmere Haven. Doing a good job. He's being a bit of a chicken. He won't stand up, but he's doing quite a good job. Here he comes, sailing.
I can stand up.
And he's off.
Goodbye then.
Bye, Grandad.
Nice knowing you.
Here he comes. Can he make it? Can he do it? Will he risk standing up on the paddleboard? Will he do it?
He's gonna go in. Wait, Grandad, you need to stop.
Coming in. He's coming in, and he didn't get wet. Well done.
And there she is.
Still running,
Still running.
being looked after.
And there she is. Love of my life. Let me see you go. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? See you later. My lovely MJ. I keep it down in Oliver's place because he's got a garage facility. I haven't got a garage here at Stanton Prior, which is amazing for such a big place. But they didn't have garages in those days, and the garage, only one garage, and it's very, very tiny, so we can't use it. But Oliver looks after it for me. And Layla, did you notice, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, anybody who knows my granddaughter Layla, she is now 1 inch taller than me. 1 inch taller than me, which is and she's like that, ladies and gentlemen. She's absolutely like that, and she's drop dead gorgeous. She is beautiful. But she looks so young there. And the paddleboarding, that was when paddleboarding really took off in 2017, 2018. It's a relatively new thing. And I must say, I didn't have the guts to stand up. Has anybody ever done paddleboarding? Can I ask the question? Anybody done paddleboarding? John? No? 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 Joy? Nobody? Maura? No? Janet? Have you done paddleboarding, Janet?
No, Dec, I haven't, but I'll have to add that to my list. I think our summers aren't long enough.
Yeah, the summers in Thunder Bay I think they last about 20 minutes, don't they?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And then the ice cream, of course, that's me with my ice cream. But listen, I get asked questions all the time, and one question that what did I say? I'm looking it up here. What was on your wish list when you were a child at Christmas? I just want to ask this because times are different now. It's all computer stuff and everything. But maybe, Margaret, I'm looking at you, Margaret Taylor. What was on your Christmas wish list when you were a child?
We lived on a farm, yeah, and I wanted a baby lamb.
Is that all you wanted? Nothing else?
I wanted that so that I could bottle feed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for it to be my lamb so that I could then have other lambs from my lamb. And I didn't get one on Christmas Day, but I got one in January.
Yeah.
The ewes started breeding then.
Yeah.
And I did get one. And eventually it used to come and knock on the kitchen door with its head. It used to follow me. And my dad always said it was the best thing he ever had. It was better than any sheepdog, because if he let my lamb go out amongst the flock and I shouted the lamb, the rest all followed them.
Good Lord. And of course, the question, Margaret, I'll ask the question because nobody else would dare ask this question. You didn't. Maura wants to ask the question as well. Whatever happened to the lamb? Dare I ask?
What?
It didn't end up on the Christmas plate, by the way. No.
Oh, no. It was about 13, 14 years old when my dad retired, and we'd still got the lamb. Well, it wasn't a lamb then, but it was a sheep. And we had to let it go to another farmer further along the road.
Yeah.
And he looked after it until such time as it died about 2 years after.
Ah, yeah. Oh, that's a lovely story. Maura, can I ask you, what was on your Christmas list when you were a child? Because you're one of the youngest here, aren't you?
Yeah, I really love your question because I was very girly, you know. I want to have Barbie and all her Barbie friends. So my mother said, "Oh my God, there are not only one Barbie, there are 5 or 6 people in the Barbie." So I like to see the Barbie with the clothes and brush the hair and all of this. I was very girly, but we have cats and dogs at home. So I used to play with my sisters. So my sister, she doesn't like Barbie. She said, "Oh, you're very girly." So for this reason, I want Barbie and their friends. So we were playing in the bath, you know, like swimming pool. But I really love clothes, to put the clothes to the Barbies, and yeah.
That's lovely. That's lovely. So it's fascinating the different things that people do, isn't it? Different things that people like. Let's get on now. Con and I were always looking at different things to do to amuse you and to entertain you. And I came up with this wild, mad idea. And it's a song that my father used to sing at parties, and it used to amaze people. And it's actually the only thing I ever did personally live myself solo when we were playing a place called the Bohemians Club in Dublin, which was Bohemians were wild characters who drank port and drank brandy, and they really debauchery and all that sort of stuff. You know, it was mad in the 40s, 50s and 60s. And we were asked to play there. And of course, I didn't realize, but the thing is, everybody has got to sing a solo song. And they looked at me, and I was about 14 or 15 at the time, and I sang this. And I can't remember how well I did, but I must have done well. But let me show you what I did. And this is Con egging me on to do this on my own. Here we go.
Because otherwise you forget about certain things in your life. I thought you said didn't sound. It's Barry Miles. Actually, I've been looking for this song all my career because my father, our father, unfortunately died when he was 17, or when I was 17. And strangely, I have very little memory of him. And psychiatrists actually say that is a good thing. It means that you did everything for the person involved. In other words, everything you could. You'd never had a situation of saying, if only I did this. So with my father, I think I never had a situation of saying, if only. My father was my hero, obviously, but every party we went to, this was his favourite song. I couldn't. All I could remember was I'm drinking, and of course I had the wrong words. And when I researched it, Barry Miles, who's on the show today, on the meeting today, gave me the title in Cellar Cool. So I researched it, and every version was different. So eventually I got the music together, wrote the orchestration and everything, played the piano. I used the piano, actually, you won't believe this in a million years. In fact, I know you won't believe it, but it's absolutely true. I used the piano in Abbey Road Studios. And wait till you hear this piano. It's the most astonishing piano I've ever played in my life. But anyway, I had to change the words myself. I changed the words myself because I couldn't find the right words. And here I am, and this is written in the key of F, because as people will know, the lowest baritone bass note is F. So let's see how I get on singing this amazing song in the key of F.
Wow, I can't wait for this. Oh.
In cellar cool at ease I sit upon a barrel resting. In merry mood I now recall the finest wine requesting. The cellarman my needs fulfill. My eyes are soon looking, and all day long the cups appear. I'm
Let me just go on to Valerie View. Wait now, I just want to see the applause. I just want to see the applause. Still no standing ovations, Con. Still no standing ovations for that. I wonder who that gentleman was who was singing. That's lovely. Thank you very much. But you were saying something yesterday to me about my father being able to sing lower than me.
I'm sure he is, yeah. I'm sure he sang it much lower than that, you know, because I remember him singing and doing the words, you know, D-R-I-N-K-I-N-G. And he got really, really low, he did, you know. And so, matter of fact, if he wasn't singing it, Sean Murphy, remember Sean Murphy, the barber? He was our local barber, and Sean Murphy used to sing bass in the choir, and he used to sing it, and he used the same words, D-R-I-N-K-I-N-G. So I bet you can't sing as low as my father.
You think that I can't sing as low as my father? Well, let me tell you, that was written in the key of F.
Yes.
I asked the orchestra, and actually the strings were the Vienna Symphony Blues. I asked the orchestra, could they take it down, not one semitone, not two semitones, not three semitones, four semitones, but 5 semitones, down to the key of C.
Wow.
Now that is impossible to hit a C note at the bottom, but just you wait to see what I did.
Oh dear.
as large as this, my craving seldom ceases. But never mind, the day is long until the sun is sinking. Well, I feel a friend to every man while I'm
Let me see the applause. Let me see the applause. Nearly a standing ovation. When are they ever going to give me a standing ovation? Someday they will, Con. I know they will. But what did you think of that? And that was especially for Barry Miles. And strangely enough, Con, that was for you as well as a tribute to our father, Joseph Klotsky. In actual fact, he couldn't sing as low as that. And in case, I know what you're thinking, Con, I bet there was all sorts of auto-tune and everything on that.
I didn't know you could stoop as low as that.
You know something, Con, I'll tell you, I have never, ever enjoyed.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that bit of nonsense. And Maura, you see, that's classical singing. Now, Maura, what did you think of that classical baritone singing?
Well, I really love it because actually how you were doing the long, prolonged vowels is impressive. Holding the vowels very prolonged in a low case is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is, I'll say this to everybody else. The amazing thing is, John Leyland knows this. I worked with some amazing singing people like Mike Sams, Ivor Raymond, Colin Frechter. Colin Frechter did all the voices for Bay City Rollers, and nobody knew it. But they taught me those tricks because it's all that singing low and singing high. It's all tricks. But they told me that the lower you can sing, the higher you can sing in falsetto. So all those harmonies for all the Bachelors stuff, all that high stuff, that's all me. It's like da, ah, that's about as high you can go. Well, that is screaming high for a man. It really is. I'm very lucky, very lucky. I think I got it from my father, probably got it from my father. But there we are. So now we get on. Lynn, it's your moment. Birthdays. It's the birthday. I have to say it loudly. It's the birthdays. It's the birthdays. The birthdays. Okay,
have you got
Lynn.
your pen and paper on the ready? I don't know if you're going to remember all these names.
I might. You never know. You never know. You know what I'm like, Lynn. Go on.
Well, the first one is Linda Wood on August the 1st.
Linda Wood, yes.
And Adrienne Ross is celebrating her birthday today.
Who's that now?
Adrienne. She's
Adrienne,
here
oh,
today, yeah.
lovely.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be David Lewis's birthday. He said he was
David.
watching the playback. David Lewis.
Yeah.
Joy Henderson on the 15th.
Yes.
Doe Haddon, that's D-O-E, Doe Haddon on the 23rd.
Yeah.
And Linda, matron Linda, is on the 30th.
Oh, that's lovely. So shall we all sing happy birthday? See, can you do it with me? Happy birthday to you, Linda, Adrian, David, Joy, Joe, and Linda. Happy birthday to you, Linda, Adrian, David, Joy, Joe, and Linda. Happy birthday to Linda, Adrian, David, Joy, Joe, and Linda. Happy birthday to you, and many more. There you are. Now, Adrienne, I'm looking at you, and I have got the most wonderful. Maura, you've never seen anything like this in your life. Look at this. This cake. This is from Guatemala, believe it or not.
Guatemala?
Yeah, and the inside is made from special cashew nuts, which are only grown on the left side of the Ipicaca River in Guatemala. And we had them crushed and ground and then sent over specially and all the way to Central Prior here in Eastbourne.
Fabulous.
I'm talking, Sandy.
Just get on with it.
Just get on with it, she says. Just get on with it. So listen, Adrienne, would you like to do the 1, 2, 3 and blow? You know how to do it. You go 1, 2, 3 and then you blow. And then it's amazing. All the breath comes all the way up to the satellites, all the way down and into Stanton Prior, and the candles will blow out. So you do the 1, 2, 3 blow.
1, 2, 3.
Ah! Wasn't that amazing?
Incredible.
Do you know, that's amazing. You can go now. You can go now. Thank you. Okay. Start getting the dinner ready for tonight. Oh no, it's the wrong thing to say. I shouldn't say things like that, John, should I? No, I won't say things like that. But let's get on with the show. And the next thing I have got for you is, I think this is probably one of the greatest things that Colin and I ever did. But Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel weren't best pleased because they never had a hit with this song. And guess who had a hit with them? And they were very, very, very extremely annoyed.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone. Neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence.
And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share.
No one dared disturb the sound of silence. silence.
Tube purposes. There we are. And what did you all think of that? Look at that. That's amazing. Oh, thank you very much. Con, they loved you. They loved you and they loved me. That's good. Okay. An amazing song. John, you're the expert on all this. John Leyland. Give us some history about Sound of Silence.
Well, the way I understand it from all the research I've done over the years and reading about it in Musical Express at the time, the song was chosen because it was a #1 hit for Simon and Garfunkel in the USA to go on Your Hits of the 60s album.
Yeah.
Because the Hits of the 60s album was originally conceived for the American market, your American market.
Yeah. It actually, I think it got to #1 in the States, that album. Was it that album or one of our albums did anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dick Rowe was so pleased with the concept that they decided to release the album over here too, and it came out in that wonderful gatefold sleeve with lots of photographs in an 8-page album cover.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Cost 37.6, which was 5 shillings more than a standard album at the time.
One of the photographs was actually taken outside the Hilton Hotel in a vintage car, wasn't it?
That's right. That's the one.
Veteran car, actually, not vintage. Veteran car, which is older than vintage. Yeah, I remember that. And there was a lot of photographs of us gambling. I could never understand.
Yeah,
the
that's
logic.
right. I think didn't you work at the Playboy Club at some time round about that time, and I think that's where the tables were.
No, I personally think it was. We were great friends with. Won't come to me. The Curzon Club, which is a gambling club.
Yeah.
We used to. I always sound like I'm boasting. I'm not. It's just the life I led. A great guy that used to join us all the time. Philip and Dorothy Solomon, our management, and then the guy who was always with us was Roger Moore. He was always there because they had about 3 o'clock in the morning. They had the best breakfast in London, and it was desperately cheap to encourage people to gamble, of course. So Julian Posner was the manager's name of the Curzon Club, and he used to invite us there all the time with Philip and Dorothy, as I say, and Roger Moore. Crazy. I think that's what the gambling thing was, John.
And the story went on to say that Dorothy Solomon actually had a bit of a disagreement with Dick Rowe because she wanted Sound of Silence as a single, and he said no, it's not right for them for the singles market, and they struck an agreement that they'd put out Sound of Silence as a double A side with Love Me With All of Your Heart.
Yeah.
And you did an interview in Musical Express at the time where you said, well, I'm glad we did it that way because there was probably going to be an outcry of Sound of Silence not being right for us. And if there is, we can always say, actually, it's the B side. Love Me With All of Your Heart is the A side. So
I think the two sides charted, actually.
Oh, they did, yeah, they did.
But the lovely thing is, the follow-up story to all that was that we rarely sang it on stage because it was possibly the worst performance song we ever did. We tried it, and the little fiddly guitars, and then the end of it, and echoed in the wells of ding 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 ding, and we'd wait for the applause, and wait, and you got. Whereas normally we were used to huge applause, and it was only about 4 or 5 years ago I said to Con, this is stupid. We've got this monster record that everybody loves and wants us to sing. We never do it. We did it in a medley, John, as you remember, and that was about all we did. an odd time we do it acoustic at the end of the show, just unplugged. So
Well,
I go on.
It was funny because in 1966, when you were at the ABC in Blackpool, of course, it had been a hit very recently then.
Yeah.
And when it came to the part of the act where Con said, "We don't know anymore,"
Yeah.
Ailsa, who you remember from Fleetwood,
Yeah.
Ailsa Canning now, she was known as Ailsa Cheadle back then, you could hear her over the whole audience in the ABC going, "Sandy, Sandy."
Yeah, there was certain fans used to always shout that up.
Yeah,
And
Con
Conor,
used to say, "Sound of what?"
I know. And because we knew the audience reaction. And then, as I say, about 4 or 5 years ago, I said to Con, no, we've got to put this right at this stage of our career.
Yeah.
So I redid the whole orchestration. And you know how I love doing the huge orchestrations, the choir of angels and the whole deal. You know, I put fantastic Brian May guitars on there. I did all of that. And I love it. I love all that. It takes me about 3 weeks to do a song like that, of every day in the studio. People don't realize the hard work that goes into it. And I said, I'm going to put the monster ending to end all endings. And I used to always say to the audience before I did it, and I'd tell that story and say, and this has got the biggest ending. And every time I say, we play this, we get a standing ovation. And every time we did it, John, we used to love it at the end of, da, ba, 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 ba. And the whole audience were up. And they used to say to Con, "See, told you, the big ends work." But lovely stories, John, and thank you for contributing that. I love hearing your take on what we did, because, ladies and gentlemen, and Maura won't know this, but that man there knows more about the Bachelors than I do. When I want to know anything about the Bachelors, John asked me to do Lion Eyes, and I didn't realize we never did a video of that. So I fished it out, and I actually couldn't find it. So I've got to redo it, John, and I'll do it specially for you on the next show. Yeah. But listen, let's get on to this one. And this is the one that John Leyland said, bulky with words, too many words. I don't know. See what you think of this, because I adored doing it, and I think you can tell. And this is in my favorite place, the Port Hotel here in Eastbourne. If you come to Eastbourne, go to the Port Hotel. You will love it.
Beautiful people, beautiful city, dancing in Main Street, things so pretty. Who would have believed I'd have come this far? Rules and reasons, rhymes and seasons, younger girls must learn the hard way. Who would have believed it's so far from home? Strong I am, I try to be. Love I give, but not easily. But it's lonely here, and when strangers appear, I just can't be alone, not anymore. Bright lights and lovers, sons and brothers, so much to see, so much to believe in. Strangers promise you anything when you're far from home. Strong I am, I try to be. Love I give, but not easily. But it's lonely here, and when strangers appear, I just can't be alone, not anymore. I always thought myself independent, so calm, so cool, unrepentant. But shades of the past keep getting me down, and I can't hold on, and I can't let go. Strong I am, but it's lonely here, and when strangers appear, I just can't be alone, not anymore.
The best gin martini in the world. Let's see, what did everybody think of that? What did everybody think of that? What did everybody think? Oh, look at that! Con, I don't need you anymore. You can stay up there in heaven and you enjoy singing with Frank Sinatra and Tony Bennett and all these people. I'll keep down here and entertain all these lovely people. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody, thank you very much for giving me the pleasure of doing this for you. I really enjoy putting it together, you know that. And I don't know what I'd do without you, really. I don't know. So thank you very much. And the next one we have is on the 3rd of September. And John, I promise you, I already have the ideas for Lion Eyes, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to do it exactly the way I did it on stage when I used to do it. John, you want to say something?
I won't be here for the 3rd of September.
Ah, John! Oh, that's terrible. Oh,
I'll be on Queen Mary too. I'm sorry.
I know, Maura.
And the internet signal is appalling.
Maura and Janet, that man there, he has a great life. You do, John. You go all over the world cruising on all these ships and looking. You've got a great thing about trains, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, that's what retirement's all about. You should try it sometime.
Nobody will let me retire. Nobody will let me, John. But listen, thank you very much, everybody, for listening to this Irish idiot, as I always say. I hope you have another great month coming up, and I'll see you on the 3rd of September. But here we are, and thank you so much.
Strong I am, I try to be. Love I give, but not easily. But it's lonely here, and when strangers